It's time for another Drayano hack, and this time I'm playing Pokémon Rising Ruby. Just like all of his other ROM hacks, Rising Ruby has improved Pokémon, more variety, and harder battles. It's been a while since I've played through Hoenn and especially Oras, so this challenge should be a lot of fun. Additionally, I will be allowing myself to use Mega Evolutions to show off even more Pokémon, but without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into it. Like always, our adventure starts with choosing a starter Pokémon, of which I choose Torchic. Since all the starters are buffed to having their hidden abilities, Torchic gets Speed Boost, which is indeed an incredible ability. Out of the first two encounters, I get a Pidove and Gothita, neither of which are native to Hoenn. After Dad lends Wally a Zigzagoon to catch his first Pokemon, I head out west towards Route 104 where I can find myself a Pumpkaboo, which is a rather interesting encounter. I also come across a Shinx and Whismur before going in for my first gym fight. In all honesty, I really don't have an idea of how hard this hack is, so this set of encounters actually seems quite bad, but I have to make the best out of it. I just make sure to prep by teaching Cut to Combusken, which is now a 70 base power grass move. Roxanne's team consists of entirely fossil Pokemon across the generations. Her lead Pokemon is Archon, which has massive attack. I lead with my female Luxio, who gets an attack boost with Rivalry and Sparks to one-shot. She sends in her Nosepass to go for the speed control. I swap into Pumpkaboo, who can avoid the attack, and Confuse Ray Nosepass. I trick our X defense for their Citrus Berry, and Razor Leaf to chip away the Nosepass. Tyron comes out next, seeing a Bite as a killing move. I swap into Combusken, who can resist the Dark move, and Feather Dance to drop their attack. They do hit a critical Rock Tomb through the attack drop, but I still have the speed boost to maintain my speed. I double kick Tyron, bringing it down to the red, and another hit takes it out. She sends in her Omanyte, but I can guarantee a kill by hitting the grass type cut I taught earlier. She then sends in her Anorith, looking for speed control. I know this thing has Aqua Jet. If it Rock Tombs, it's probably going to keep Rock Tombing because we're still faster, so it's not going to go Aqua Jet, so we can probably win. Rock Tomb. That's fine. We're still like plus like 4. It should go for Rock Tomb again. It shouldn't see the Aqua Jet because we're so much faster, so it should go for speed control, right? Which means there's no chance of Aqua Jet crit. Okay. We're in this. Alright. Her final Pokemon is Lily, which I can easily knock out with a double kick. With that, the first badge is obtained. I go east towards Rusturf Tunnel to retrieve some stolen Devon goods and Mr. Briney's Pico. After defeating the Magma Grunt in the cave, I take a ride to Dewford town. Here, the fisherman gives me a fishing rod which lets me fish up encounters in the water surrounding the town. After visiting Granite Cave to get the Flash TM from the hiker, I go on to face Brawly. The encounter I got in the cave was a Woobat, which I lead out against Brawly's Machop. Using a super effective air cutter, I bring Machop down to Focus Sash as Rock Tomb hits big to lower my speed. I'm still faster here, so I hit a second air cutter to pick up the kill. Meditite comes in with Shadow Balls incoming. I swap the Pidove, who is immune, but they go for a substitute instead. Pluck breaks open the sub, but I let the Meditite prepare a Focus Punch. I send out Woobat to deal with Meditite and get the revenge kill with a crit. The Pancham coming out has Shadow Claws in its arsenal, so I have to sack Woobat to get some damage off. Shadow Claw, goodbye. That's what I thought, yeah. I send out my Combusken, who can outspeed, and I hit a double kick to get the kill, giving myself the speed boost. Mienfoo can be soloed by Skrelp, and I can tank their powerful Aura Spheres and chip away with acids to get the kill. Brawly sends out a Scraggy and hits a feint attack into Combusken. I hit a double kick for super effective damage and feint the Scraggy. Finally, the last Pokemon is Hariyama. Pumpkaboo has Trick to steal its Citrus Berry and Confuse Ray for Flinchax. I swap in my most defensive Pokemon and set up withdrawals to boost my defense. After being bulky enough, I slowly chip Hariyama with Icicle Spears into the red. Unfortunately, I don't pick up the kill, so I sacrifice Skrelp here to send in Combusken safely and KO Hariyama with a double kick. This earns us the victory, but at the cost of 3 Pokemon. With 2 badges in hand, I head back to Granite Cave to deliver the package to Steven. After informing me about the glorious Pokemon League, I sail with Mr. Briney to Slateport. Fishing on Route 109, I fish up a Finneon. I can also get a Wailmer in the city, and I head back to the docks to deliver the Devon goods. Then I can head up to the museum where I find Team Magma pushing around and harassing the director. I stand up to them for the director and he gives me the TM for Thief before heading off to the next route. There is a rival battle with May on 110 right after the Trick House. As always, she starts with her Swellow, which I can knock out with Luxio's Crit Spark. She sends in her Marshtomp, which I can counter with a Gourgeist swap. I trick away their Citrus Berry and Seed Bomb to get the kill. Ponyta has Flame Charge, so I send in Shelter. We first take a Stomp which flinches, but Bubble Beam on the second turn brings it down to the red. May heals Ponyta with a Super Potion, then puts Shelter to sleep with a Hypnosis. I pivot through Gourgeist into Combusken on the fire attack, then land a double kick which feints Ponyta. Finally, her last Pokemon is Shroomish, which goes down to a single Flame Burst, getting me the win over May. After the battle, she heals my Pokemon back up to healthy, and not long after, I step foot into Mauville City. I head over west and north to pick up some encounters, but they're all water-type Pokemon, which doesn't really help for this next gym. Wally's blocking the entrance to the Mauville gym, which means that I have to be the one to show him that he's not him. Luxio gets the one-shot on Fletchinder with Spark, which brings out his Gibble. I switch in Wailmer as he goes down for a dig, then swap to Gyarados where a Dragon Rage barely doesn't kill. Wally heals with a Super Potion, so I can hit again with an Aqua Tail to pick up the kill. I swap in Gourgeist on Marill, then Trick to steal its leftovers. Seed Bomb lands to deal massive damage, taking it out in a single hit. With Gourgeist in, I can Leech Seed the Kirlia, which hits a big Psychic into the yellow. Seed Bomb brings it down to just 1 HP, but just doesn't kill, and Gourgeist tanks a Psychic deep into the red. Shadow Sneak though can finish the job for the victory. In preparation for the fight against Watson, I realized that I have a bunch of water Pokemon with no electric counters. This is going to make the Watson fight incredibly tough. He leads with an ultra fast Electrode. They start by setting up a light screen, and my Loudred bulldozes for super effective damage. Everything on my team has Cherry Berry, so we can cure paralysis. When I see that the damage doesn't even do half health, I knew this was kind of over. They swapped a Rotom for the Levitate and confused me with Confuse Ray. I predict a Volt Switch into Flaffy, and I stay in, but we do hit ourselves to Confusion. Oh, it's all going to shit. I'm predicting Electric Terrain, but I predict wrong and tank a huge Volt Switch into Magneton. I bulk up in prediction of Electric Terrain again, and this time I get it right, and Double Kick is able to pick up the kill. Now with the speed boost, I outspeed everything. I double kick Flaffy, but the damage is way too low, and I get the Static Paralysis. They hit a massive Volt Switch into Rotom, which is immune to my double kick. At this point, I knew this battle was lost. Every small mistake adds up, and eventually, I wiped a Watson. On the second go at this game, this run was pretty much the same against Roxanne and Brawly, but I come up to Watson with a completely new set of encounters. On a side note, I did catch a Poison Heal Shroomish in Petalburg Woods, but I did lose it to Wally just outside. On the second attempt, I lead the fight with Palpitoad. Watson opts to swap into Luxio, which I can take advantage of and land a hit with Muddy Water. I swap to Combusken as Luxio hits a Night Slash, and I Power Up Punch to boost my attack. It Volt Switches out into Magneton, so I Low Sweep it into Sturdy as it sets up Electric Terrain. Since Speed Boost keeps me faster, a couple more Power Up Punches KOs Magneton, leaving me a +3 attack. Luxio comes back in to intimidate me, but I get the feint with Power Up Punch to put me back into +3. He sends out his Flaffy and I can pick up the kill, but I'm risking Static Paralysis. I mean, if it has Static, then we facade the next Pokemon. Let's just say that. Nice crit. No Static. Perfect. His next Pokemon comes out to be Rotom. I can't land any physical attacks because they're all fighting types, so I just take the turn to Flame Burst for big damage. Seeing as how it did more than half, I just hit a second Flame Burst which gets the knockout. I swap back to Palpitoad on Electrode and I click for a Bulldoze. Watson swaps again into Manectric, which takes super effective damage and loses his speed advantage, which means that I can feint his last two Pokemon for redemption. Now that I've triumphed against Watson, I can move up north to Route 111. As I go up, May gives me the HM for strength, and as for my encounter, I first go back to my box to pick up my Swarm Scolipede. This way when I walk through the grass leading a Swarm Pokemon, the chances of encountering a bug type is greatly increased. I knew it works. And we got arguably the best one. I just need to find a metal coat somewhere. Scyther here is by far the best encounter, since I will be allowing myself to use Mega Evolutions, so get ready to see Mega Scizor in the future. I also pick up Duskull and Fiery Path, which isn't as great. As soon as I exit the cave, I can head further up west towards 113, where I meet Sandshrew. Ideally, I should have saved this encounter for when I have a Magnepool Pokemon to have a better chance of getting the various Steel types here, but game is game. Having reached Fall Arbor Town, I hear all about Meteor Falls and Team Magma kidnapping the scientist for his meteorite, so I head on over to find some answers. I decide to delay my encounter in Meteor Falls to get a guaranteed Bagon later in the game. Fun fact, I actually forgot about this encounter and just never got the Bagon, but I do find Team Magma. Before I jump in the fight, I first make sure to level up my Pokemon to the cap to get some evolutions. The Magma fight is a double battle alongside May. The Grunts lead Mightyena and Golbat versus my Blaziken and Swellow. Swellow Brave Birds Mightyena for half his health as it goes for a Swagger. They boost our attack since my Blaziken's holding a Prison Berry, and I Blaze Kick to get the kill. Swellow also manages to hit the Mightyena through its own confusion. Sheer Force Life Orb Darmanitan comes out alongside Numel. I swap in a Seismitoad as Braver chips at Darmanitan, and Swallow goes down to a Flare Blitz. I dig the Darmanitan while dodging a Swagger, and Marshtomp's Aqua Tail kills the Numel. That's fine, we're Person Berry anyway. Aqua Tail goes for the kill. Onix comes in but misses a Swagger, so my Seismitoad can come up and KO Darmanitan. Now I can set up the rain to boost my water attacks, but Onix brings me down to a Shadow Ball crit range. Thankfully, Marshtomp can revenge kill the Onix, and I can pivot to Clawitzer who can kill the Weezing with a Water Pulse. For these smaller battles, it's important that I stay vigilant since I do want to keep my box as healthy as possible, so it's important that I stay on top of these mini boss fights. From here, the next steps are to go up to Mount Chimney and defeat Team Magma and face the 4th gym leader Flannery. Once I go up the gondola to the top of Mount Chimney, I can see that Maxie here has a meteorite in his possession. Tabitha tries to stop us first. Leading with Mightyena, Blaziken misses a high jump kick dealing massive recoil, but he redeems himself on the second turn. Darmanitan's out to deal big damage, so I pivot to Houndoom to resist Zen Headbutt, then into Gyarados who can Aqua Tail to kill. Moxie boosts our attack, but I swap to Clawitzer to pick up the kill with Water Pulse. Snorlax here is actually quite bulky, so I switch to Seismitoad who can keep up the damage with Drain Punches. Then I can swap into Blaziken who can finish it off. Maxie continues the threat by leading his Golbat, which simply dies to Alakazam's Psybeam. Houndoom gets countered by Lantern's Bubble Beam, and my Houndoom completely walls his Chandelure. Finally, he sends out his ace Camerupt. It's got a lot of damage potential, but Whiscash is one of my few Pokemon who answers to Camerupt. Aqua Tail feints Pupitar to finish off this segment of the split. The Jagged Pass going down from Mount Chimney has Gligar potential, but I end up getting Murkrow instead. Murkrow honestly isn't bad because I am kinda lacking a physical answer to Ghost and Psychic types. In the hot springs of Lavaridge Town, this old woman gives me an egg which hatches into Wobbuffet, one of the most pivotal Pokemon for this run. Here it is. It's a why not? Cool. I don't see myself using it, but cool. Normally I try to stay away from gimmicky Pokemon just because they're too situational to be useful, but Wobbuffet, if used correctly, can counter virtually anything. Before heading into the gym, I make sure to get my Pokemon up to the level cap, which gets me a bunch of evolutions. Flannery's team obviously operates under the sun, which will be the biggest issue. Giving a 1.5 boost to all her fire attacks on top of stab will hurt even for my water types. The plan is simply just to remove the sun, except for a couple problems. This game purposely does not give any Drizzle Pokemon to instantly set the rain, and all of her Pokemon have a water counter in electric moves or solar beams. Her team is led by Drought Ninetales, which immediately sets up the sun. I start with Vileplume first to bait out the overheat into Poliwrath. This way it lowers its special attack, and Poliwrath can get away with using Rain Dance. Overheat barely does anything, and Solar Beam only takes us into the yellow, proccing Citrus and allowing Rain Dance. From here, I can swap to Gyarados and try to Moxie Sweep. Aqua Tail one-shots Ninetales to bring our attack to +1. Unfortunately, Gyarados is not holding a wide lens and misses Aqua Tail on Magcargo. This means that we just allowed it to reset Sunny Day, but at least with the attack boost, I have enough damage to fate Magcargo with Bulldoze. This is an okay position to have +2 in the sun. Aqua Tail in camera barely picks up the kill, which I think is enough to put me in a sweeping position. I click Aqua Tail into Torkoal, possibly hoping for a kill, but it lives in the red and gets off a White Herb Shell Smash. Thankfully, I am still faster, and after landing a Bulldoze on a potion turn, a second Bulldoze finishes it off. Houndoom gets countered easily even after hitting a Dark Pulse, and I opt to play it safe on Delphox, switching for my own Houndoom. Psyshock is immune, and Flashfire takes any of its fire moves, so I set up a Nasty Plot and Snarl for the win. Right now, I can go straight to fighting Norman, but I want to first get my Fossil encounter. All the Fossil Pokemon are available up to Gen 6, but I'm gonna stick with a reliable Battle Armor Armaldo. So once I pick up the Claw Fossil and revive Anorith in Rustboro City, I can head back to Petalburg to face my dad. The Pokemon on Norman's team have a bunch of coverage move on top of strong stat normal moves. This makes preparing a team for him kinda difficult, but I do have strong fighting types in Blaziken and Lucario on top of resist like Scizor and Dusclops. After blasting through all the trainers in the gym, Norman patiently waits for me at the end. He starts with his Technician Normal Gem Ambipom with Fake Out. My Lucario has Inner Focus which prevents flinching and allows Aurasphere to hit in one shot. Staraptor comes out with Close Combat incoming. I swap the Dusclops, then cripple Staraptor with a Will-O-Wisp. Now I can freely swap the Cloyster and kill Staraptor with Skill Link Icicle Spear. Cloyster baits out Sawsbuck. I protect and scout out a Hornleech, so I swap into Scolipede who perfectly counters. His coverage beast X-Cloud goes for a super strong Boom Burst, dealing massive damage to Blaziken. Seeing just how much damage Boom Burst did, it's too slow tempo to set up, so I have to just risk a high jump kick, which bites me in the ass. We don't have time. That was one of the risks. Lucario comes in to revenge kill with Aura Sphere. Dusclops tanks the revenge from Bouffalant and gets crippled by Will-O-Wisp as well. Scizor can switch in to chip at the Bouffalant and kill. Finally comes out his ace Slacking. Dusclops takes a heavy rock slide and burns Slacking. Then I can pivot into Cloyster on the Truant turn and slowly chip my way to victory with Protects along the way. Skill Link assures that I maximize my damage, but eventually I do earn the win. With the 5th badge earned, Wally and I's dad have a dad moment chatting about how much we've grown and just how proud of us they are. Personally, as an adult now, me and my dad have had this conversation, just talking about how proud he is of me for what I've become and of himself for what he's created. Moment aside, now that I have the Surf TM, I can surf over to Route 118 where I'm ambushed by Steven and Latias. They take us over to Southern Island and there's a Magma admin for us to defeat. I'm paired up with Steven against Courtney and a Grunt. Rapidash goes down to a Mega Launcher Water Pulse, but not before drill running Steven's Matang. Charizard and Magcargo take its place, and Matang soaks up all the fire attacks, giving me the free Water Pulse into Magcargo. Charizard Focus Blast my Clawitzer, but we live to Water Pulse Charizard into the red. Thankfully, Aggron doubles up into the Charizard for the KO. Head Smash into Pyro also instantly knocks it out, and we can double up into the remaining Zangoose for the win. By driving out Team Magma, Latios on the island recognizes my strength and joins my team. Technically a valid encounter since it's the only and first in Pokemon here on the island. Steven also gives us the Mega Bracelet, giving me access to Mega Evolutions in battle. From here on out, Mega Evolutions are fair game for both me and the trainers to use in battle, so we gotta be careful when battling random trainers now. It's also good that I got Latios, since the next route I get a Chatot. It's been buffed, but I don't really see myself using it. On Route 119, I get a Swarm encounter of Groviles, which is a really nice addition of grass to my box. I make sure to pick the fastest Grovile and add a future Sceptile to my team. I make my way forth just a little bit further and reach the Weather Institute where Team Magma has taken over. I gotta clear through the building before I can move on, so I go in to challenge the Grunts. They're all packing a team of Poison, Dark, and Flying types, all of which are pretty easy for me to counter, but Admin Tabitha at the end is going to be a toughie. He leads a full team of 6 with Intimidate Mightyena. I Aura Sphere Mightyena, which brings out his Gigalith. I swap in Vileplume and put it to sleep, allowing me to swap in Poliwrath and set up the Rain to kill with a Waterfall. I swap in Latios on the Weezing, and Mega Evolve to hit super effective Luster Purges. Snorlax is a huge special tank, so I swap out the Lucario and Sky Uppercut into the red. I want to send in Poliwrath here, but Lucario is a little bit weak, so I swap in a Seismitoad instead who can set up the Rain, kill the Snorlax with a Drain Punch, and the following Darmanitan with Surf. Surf can also finish off the final Camerupt to win this battle. This fight might have seemed a little bit scrambled with all the switching, and there was actually some more maneuvering that I've cut out. I needed to position myself correctly with a Swift Swim on in the Rain by the time Darmanitan came out. It's just way too powerful with Sheer Force Life Orb, and Swift Swim was my only solution. Again, by driving out Team Magma, the chairman expresses his gratitude by giving me the Weather Pokemon. Castform has been boosted to be very good in this game, and will be seeing usage later down the line. Immediately after the Weather Institute is a rival battle on the bridge. I fight May in the rain with Cloyster versus Swellow. Seeing how she's leading a Guts Swellow, she protects first to give herself the Guts boost. Facade deals big damage, but a 4-hit Icicle Spear picks up the KO. I pivot through Seismitoad to take Thunderbolts, then into Vileplume who can put Raichu to sleep and safely knock it out. Rapidash in the rain is pretty useless, so I swap the Seismitoad, and with Swift Swim on our side, it lets us outspeed and rain boosts my Surf damage. Latios' Luster Purge kills the foe's Breloom, and I finish off the Swampert with Giga Drains from Vileplume. She gives me the HM for Fly, and I can reach Fort Tree City. I first had East to pick up Altaria as an encounter, one of the not as great encounters, but it can be useful in certain niches. The flying trainers in Winona's gym are all pretty frail flying Pokemon, so bringing in a set of rock and electric types lets us blast through them. But there is this one trainer that's got this crazy lucky Delibird, where my best play in this situation was to slack Latios. Unlikely to get out of there alive. Probably should have sacked Clawitzer then. Even still, I don't think we can... Their Delibird with Freeze Dry was just a perfect counter to the team I had at the time, and I had to sack Latios in order to not wipe. Kinda sucks, but it doesn't really change the team that I planned for Winona. She starts with her sturdy Skarmory to set up Stealth Rocks. My Houndoom Flamethrowers twice to take it out, bringing in Gyarados. I swap in Cloyster who takes 25% chip from the Stealth Rocks and retaliates with Brock Blast to bring Gyarados into the yellow. They set up a Dragon Dance because our defense is too high, and then they hit a critical Earthquake. I don't know why. I literally don't know why. This brings my health all the way down, but Cloyster lives the hit and revenge kills with Icicle Spear. Honchko comes out next, and seeing as how the Cloyster is actually faster than Gyarados, I can outspeed it with Icicle Spear to KO. Like Sucker Punches here. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. Okay. This is good, this is good. I switch in my Lantern to take the Brave Bird from Talonflame, and T-Bolt gets the kill. I swap the Houndoom on Psychic, which counters her Sigilif. Okay, we got lucky. It missed all of its Hurricanes. Finally comes out her Altaria. Since Megas are on the table, she Mega Evolves her Altaria and I mistakenly Encore her into using Dragon Dance. Encore it so it doesn't like... Okay, Encore into Dragon Dance. That's not good actually. That might have been a mistake. Thankfully, Scolapete's Poison Jab does enough damage to take out the Altaria by the final turn of Encore to earn me the 6th Hoenn badge. Between now and Tate and Liza is going to be a lot of traveling and a lot of exploring the plot of this game. This means that I'll be coming up to a lot of encounters, but I actually do want to save some of them for later for when I get a Magnet-Pull Magnemite. The only place that I can get Magnet-Pull Pokemon is New Mauville, and that's only after we defeat Team Magma and capture Groudon, so there's quite a bit of gameplay to do first. I head down Route 120 to the Scorched Slab, where I can find myself the Sunny Day TM and an Excadrill. I can also get a Bayonet on Route 121, Frillish on Route 122, and Medicham in Mount Pyre. Along the way, I try to stop Maxie from walking out with the Red Orb, but Courtney stops me beforehand. I surf for Rapidash into the red and Volt Switch out to Whiscash on the potion. They hit a bounce on me, which lets Whiscash set up 2 D-Dances and Earthquake to get the kill. When her Charizard comes out, I chest the rest of the game some health back and Aqua Tail for the one-shot. I Aqua Tail Rhyperior through Posho Berry, but it manages to survive in the red. I send in Vileplume to come in and kill Rhyperior with Giga Drain. I switch in Tentacruel to tank the Fire Blast from Pyroar, then hit back with a Surf to defeat Courtney. The old couple at the top advises me to take the Blue Orb with me when I search for Team Magma and sends me off to Lily Cove City. Before I can move any further, May challenges me to see how strong I've become. I start with my Licky Licky to set up double teams and Rock Tomb Swallow to cripple its speed. Then, a second hit can knock it out. Raichu gets countered by Vileplume to tank a Focus Blast, then pivot into Seismitoad where Dig gets the kill. Immediately out next is Rapidash, which I also land a Dig to get the feint on. Seismitoad baits Bullet Seed from Breloom, so Sceptile swaps in to outspeed and kill Breloom with a quad effective Aerial Ace. Scizor 1v1 Sylveon, allowing me to set up 2 Swords Dances, and I can also one-shot our Mega Swampert at the back. 3x Scizor? Yeah, this definitely dies. No way it doesn't die. That's what I thought. Get out of here. With May defeated, I can move to the shore to explore Team Magma's hideout. On the beach, I can catch Shuckle, a defensive gimmick Pokemon. I first head to Slateport City to try and stop Team Magma from stealing the submarine, but I'm too late to reach them, so now I have to head back to the Magma hideout and try to flush them out. Along the way, I face a bunch of grunts and pick up a few items, even getting Electrode as an encounter here. But at the end of the docks, I find Courtney again standing in my way. I lead with Altaria, who can resist Rapidash and chip away at it with Dragon Pulses. She brings out her Rhyperior, for which I swap into Seismitoad. I set up the rain to bypass its Solid Rock, and Earthquake crits us into the red. Holy shit, are you serious? Alright, but we're super fast now because we're Swift Swim. Like, I'm pretty sure we're faster than Pyroar too. Camerupt as well goes down, but lives on Focus Sash to revenge kill my Seismitoad. Okay, whatever. Seismitoad down. Whiscash can come in and Dragon Dance on her potion and one-hit kill with Aqua Tail. Since I set up D-Dances, I am faster and I can finish out the Pyroar and Nidoking freely. This should kill, yeah. That's awesome. Nice. This is good. Mega Charizard Y with Drought. So, kinda hard to deal with. Drought sets up the sun, boosting our attacks, so I decided it's best to sack Whiscash to Solar Beam and bring in Wobbuffet to counter with Mirror Coat. Okay, awesome. Kinda sucks to have lost 2 Pokemon here in this fight, but I'm reaching the point of the game where mid-Pokemon simply can't stand up to the beasts of Mega Pokemon. At the very least, this does give me access to a bunch of water routes for more encounters. After taking some time to fish, surf, and finding Vanillish and Shoal Cave, I end up in Moss Deep City preparing for Tate and Liza. My plan for the twins is quite simple. Since they operate in a double battle, I'm leading with 2 water Pokemon to double surf their lead Pokemon. Both Lunatone and Solrock are holding Focus Sash, so this was necessary to prevent screen setup. Yeah. Other than this, Tentacruel, not very useful, but oh well. Nice. Alright, I predict this should be Bronzong Gallade, okay, because of a Leaf Blade. Yeah, perfect. I double swap to Honchkrow and Scizor, and set up Swords Dance on Scizor while Sucker Punch outspeeds Gallade for the kill. Bronzong really can't do any damage to us, so I focus my attacks into Slowking. Boosted Bug Bite one-shot Slowking, so Dark Pulse hits into Bronzong. Dark Pulse, yeah. Oh, that's nice.
big damage.
Finally, out comes Mega Gardevoir. I double protect to scout their moves, revealing Thunderbolt and Gyro Ball. I swap into Excadrill for Honchkrow and click Bullet Punch into Gardevoir.
That's what I thought.
From here, it was easy killings as we pick off the Bronzong to win the 7th gym badge.
Is Reflect still up? It is. Okay.
Easy, easy. The ground starts to rumble and a beam of green light shoots from the ocean. Steven debriefs me on Team Magma's plans and assigns me to stop them. Now with access to dive, I can dive down to the seafloor cavern for the last stand against Team Magma. Along the way, all the fossil Pokemon are available here, which means I can add an Archon to my team. Probably the worst fossil Pokemon, but it is what it is. After navigating through the cave system, I reach the end to find Maxie about to awaken Groudon. Both Archie and I try to stop him, but he engages me in a battle. I T-bolt his Crobat with Electrode who can outspeed and safely kill. I pivot into Jellicent who's tanky enough to counter Claydol. Shit. Ah, fuck. Alright. Since it did go for Trick Room, I set up the rain, then slowly chip away at it with Surfs to take it out.
Not too certain. They don't have Sun at all, so... Okay. Houndoom, it's Dark Pulse.
Houndoom gets countered by Tentacruel, but I first take a turn to set up Toxic Spikes.
I'm gonna set up a Toxic Spikes just for the Pokemon in the back.
Surf on the next turn can then knock it out.
This should be Tyranitar out next.
He sends out T-Tar to set up a Sandstream. I swap in Medicham who actually avoids Stone Edge, and we can hit back with a Wildlands high jump kick to kill in one shot.
Sandstream, so this thing has infinite special defense, but yeah, that's easy.
When Chandelure comes out, it's no longer raining, so I swap in a Castform who's currently normal tech to tank Shadow Balls. Then I can outspeed on the next turn to use Rain Dance, turning us into a water type.
And Poison will deal damage to take out its Focus Sash. Rain Dance. Okay. This should be Fire Blast. Shit, okay.
Unfortunately, we do get predicted, so Chandelure does get off a Trick Room. I play into the Crit Energy Ball and retaliate with a Rain-boosted Weather Ball.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Since slower Pokemon move first, Mega Camerupt has massive damage potential. I switch into Wobbuffet who barely lives a critical Earth Power, but Citrus Berry puts her health back up to a reasonable range for Miracle to hit back and defeat Maxie for the final time.
No crit, please. Thank you. Awesome. Easy.
But the damage has been done and Groudon awakens. I fly over to Sootopolis where Wallace shows me the Cave of Origins where I'm to dispel of Groudon. Thankfully this is just an easy catch for a Master Ball, but I won't be using it since Primal Groudon seems kinda broken. For now, I just put it away, but this means that a whole new set of encounters are available to me. The quest in New Mauville opens up, which means that I can head over there and catch myself a crucial Pokemon, Magnet Pull Magneton. With Magnet Pull, it greatly increases my chance of getting a Steel Pokemon.
That's the reason why we needed to wait so long to get Doublade, because we needed Magnet Pull.
But it's not just Doublade, I can also get a Fortress on 123 and Mauville in Cave of Origins. So, after catching all the crucial Pokemon for the run, there's one more badge up for grabs. I head on over to Wallace and his team uses the rain to his advantage, and so will I. Since his Drizzle Pokemon sets up the rain for us, I can use perfectly accurate Thunders.
Miss the Hydro Pump, thank you. Perfect.
Ludicolo's out, but gets countered by Tentacruel in a 1v1. Since Tentacruel is so bulky against Ludi, I can set up 2 layers of Toxic Spikes to ensure bad poison on the rest of Wallace's Pokemon.
T-Spikes 1, 5th Hydro. And that's a kill. Awesome. Nice, nice, nice.
I swapped a Lantern on Starmie who lives in the yellow, and retaliate with Thunder to kill. Kingdra has Swift Swim, but it's already poisoned, so I don't need to play offense and I can just stall it out.
I want to just confirm the kill with Sludge Wave. Nice.
Milotic is the same and also gets stalled by Tentacruel, but I opt to swap to Setpal in the last minute to kill with a Leaf Blade.
I'm actually going to go here to bait the Ice Punch from Swampert.
This way when Mega Swampert comes out, I can bait out his weakest move Ice Punch into Wobbuffet,
Nice.
Who can live the Earthquake and land a counter to kill.
This should be Ice Punch. Yeah. EQ is its highest damaging move. Okay. Easy. Nice.
With all 8 badges obtained, Victory Road stands between me and the Elite Four. Now, the Victory Road in this game is incredibly hard. Every single trainer has a Mega Evolution on their team on top of their other Pokemon. Now, seeing as I'm already 12 pages deep into the script, I won't be going over every single one, but let it be known that I had to be very careful when navigating these battles. I did have the docs that outline each trainer, and that helped me a bit in planning for them, but this section still took a long time to get through. At the end of Victory Road right before we exit, we do have to face Wally. In this fight, he's really amped up his team. He begins with a Roserade holding a Focus Sash, which 2 hits from Scizor can finish off. This baits out Talonflame that Relicanth can safely switch in on, and Head Smash for massive damage. Bang, out. Azumarill is looking to superpower, so I swapped to Vileplume who can put it to sleep and safely knock it out. I pivot through Relicanth as a Garchomp tries to Outrage and baits EQ into Altaria. Now seeing that Outrage is a kill, I Mega Evolve Altaria into the Fairy type to resist Outrage and hit back with a pixelated boosted Hyper Voice. Mega Altaria's Fairy type, so we resist the Outrage. Okay, whatever. Hyper Voice is pixelated, super effective, perfect. He does have a counter in Magnezone Flash Cannon, which I can just swap out to Excadrill for and kill with EQ. His ace is Mega Gallade, who I can counter with Sableye. The funny thing is that I purposely gave Sableye no items so that it won't use knockoff, and both Close Combat and Zen Headbutt are resisted, so its only option is to spam Protect. Regardless, since its attack is so high with low defense, Foul Play does massive damage and 2-shots Gallade to defeat Wally. Before I enter the Elite Four, I take a bit of time to go around Hoenn collecting items, TMs, and Megastones, anything that may possibly be useful, but the team that I'm bringing in has been planned for a while. Scizor, Medicham, and Gyarados are going to be my main damage dealers. All 3 can Mega Evolve, and all 3 have sweeping potential. Shuckle's going to be my main utility Pokemon for setting up the conditions I need to win, and Aegislash and Wobbuffet are going to be my conditional counters who can basically 1v1 any Pokemon if I find myself in a sticky position. First is Dark Trainer Sydney. I lead Shuckle to set up sticky webs and lower all their Pokemon's speed. Perfect. Then I can switch into Scizor who can Mega Evolve, set up Swords Dance, and sweep all of his Pokemon. Ooh, we don't actually kill. Interesting. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, easy enough. Okay. Okay, so it didn't go Sucker Punch, so it definitely went T-Wave. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, we'll go again. Kinda have to. Awesome, nice. The one exception is his Mega Absol, who is faster with Fire Blast. Here, I switch into Wobbuffet, who can live a Sucker Punch in the red, and retaliate with a counter to melt the Absol. Oh my god. Okay. I did not know Sucker Punch was going to do that much on counter, but I didn't even know Sucker Punch worked on counter like that. Against Phoebe, I lead Scizor who can Bullet Punch first turn and immediately remove Miss Magius. Get rid of the Miss Magius. We don't want to deal with it, so just get it out of here. I swap into Gyarados on Gourguy's Fire Blast. Here, I actually want to save my Mega Evolution for later because I'll lose the Moxie ability. Instead, I just set up a D-Dance to boost my speed and Crunch to kill Gourgeist. Dusknoir, Gengar, and Chandelure all go down to Crunches, bringing my attack to +5, okay? Nice. That was a crit too, not that we need her. Okay. It's kind of what I expected. Now I can Mega Evolve to increase my attack stat and Waterfall Sableye to kill. Please. I mean, this could Prankster Will-O-Wisp. I don't need to worry about Prankster here because we're both a Dark type and it loses the ability upon Mega Evolution. Oh wait, no. It's Magic Bounce now. Okay. Ain't no way we don't kill. That's what I thought. So that's the second Elite Four member down. Awesome. Now on to Glacia. The biggest issue with her team is the hail. I lead with Shuckle to use a Heat Rock Sunny Day and a Sticky Web to reduce speed. Serious? Okay. To just remove the sun. The hail. Damn, it got all 3 blizzards?
Shit, okay. Once.
From here, I swap to Scizor to set up a Sword Stance, and Bullet Punch to kill Auroras. Jinx also goes down to 2 Bullet Punches since it lives one with Focus Sash.
Yeah.
Mamoswine just dies to Bullet Punch, and Walrein swaps in.
Yeah, I definitely should have roosted first. Walrein first.
I U-turn out of Walrein, which actually gets the kill, and swaps me into Aegislash for free.
I'm pretty sure this thing is just way too bulky, right? Let's just swap out then. Oh, we actually kill it. Interesting. Interesting. Just check out what it's gonna do.
Frost/Shadow Shadow Balls for big damage, proccing my Citrus Berry, but thankfully I can live and Revenge Kill with Iron Head.
Okay.
Finally, this brings out her Mega Glalie. I pivot through Gyarados into Wobbuffet, where Refrigerate Double Edge gets countered back into itself to knock it out.
And we counter whatever it's gonna do now. Double Edge. Yeah, there's my berry. Nice. Dude, Wobbuffet's so good at just finishing off the battle against their Mega Pokemon.
The last member to face is Drake. I lead with Medicham to Mega Evolve and Protect on the first turn to change the turn order with our increased speed. Medicham is actually fast enough to high jump kick and one-shot the Hydreigon.
We're gonna Mega Evolve Protect so that we can change the turn order with our speed boost. But we are fast enough to outspeed this Hydreigon. But we have to Protect first because we need to go in the turn order. High jump kick to kill. Perfect.
Kingdra also dies to the sheer strength of Pure Power Medicham. I pivot into Aegislash on Dragalish, where I can soak the hits up and set up Swords Dance to kill with an Iron Head.
4. Oh, we're faster? Oh shit, we better kill this then. Okay, that's my fucking thought.
I King's Shield to drop Flygon's attack, then Iron Head for the kill.
I planned this out so much better than I thought. Nice.
I switch into Shuckle for Haxorus and land a Toxic as it sets up a Dragon Dance. As it's trying to Outrage, I swap to Scizor to stall it out with Roosts. Unfortunately, Drake heals the poison with a full restore, which means that I have to set up Swords Dance and Bullet Punch to chip away at the Haxorus.
Bullet Punch. Let's U-turn out here. We live a non-crit. Okay, easy.
Finally is his Mega Salamence.
And this is last Pokemon. You already know what to do. Okay. Dragon Rush. Y'all already know it. Y'all already know it. That's amazing.
My last stand is Steven. Starting off with Skarmory, I lead with Aegislash to set up my attacks as it sets up hazards on the field.
Starting off with Skarm, this is a setup Skarm with hazards. Yeah, I can't really do anything about the hazards. Probably Sandstorm now. Sandstorm. Why did you switch up the order on me?
I set up all the way to +6, then Shadow Claw Skarmory for the kill.
Nice.
He brings out Aggron, where King Shield reveals Earthquake. Aggron misses Head Smash, which gives me the free Waterfall.
But we sack Gyarados here. Okay.
They miss a second Head Smash to give me another free Waterfall, bringing Aggron down to the red. Steven does heal, so I do have to sack Gyarados on the next turn to his third Head Smash.
Alright, we're getting extremely lucky, but we sack Gyarados always. We sack always. Alright, goodbye. Gyarados, you were super useful.
I bring out Medicham to Revenge Kill with Brick Break, baiting Bravebird from Aerodactyl.
But it's fine.
Here I go back into Aegislash, where EQ brings us down to 5 HP, and Iron Head can retaliate to take it out.
That was like, but that was a higher, that was its highest roll. That was its highest roll. This kills easily. Nice. Claydol, this is Earthquake.
Steven sends out his Claydol, and I want to bring out Scizor safely, okay, so I sack Aegislash.
It's okay. Yeah, there's Reflect.
Claydol goes for screens, which is just free setup for me.
Let's go with this.
After +6 Swords Dances, Exerzor one-shots Claydol. His ultra defensive Diancie comes out, but Bullet Punch is quite effective and knocks it out. Steven's last Pokemon is Mega Metagross. I outspeed and land a neutral Exerzor for half health, but I guess we were speed tied because it actually outspeeds me on the next turn and kills Scizor with Hammer Arm.
Earthquake. Oh, it's faster? It's faster. Oh no. What? Oh no. That's not good. Oh shit, okay, I was overconfident.
Thankfully from here,
Damn.
Wobbuffet comes out, and I think you know the drill.
That's it. Counter. That's it. There we go. That's the game. That's the game.
This ROM hack was so much fun, as are all Drayano hacks. There is so much variety, and the increase in difficulty was much needed to Oras. For the next few videos, I found a couple more difficulty hacks that I want to play through, so if you want to see those, subscribe and stay tuned.